What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fuse Live, week 37 and a half.
Give or take.
Maybe week 6, though. I got this on my phone here so I can catch you guys in the comments. Good to be back with you guys. I missed a week, and then we had a little bit different week last week, but great to be back. Miss you guys. Who we got in the chat here? What's up, Bethany, Aaron, Ashley, cool. Colin, as normal. Thanks, man. I'm glad to be back. Good to have you guys here. We're just, ready for a good night, ready to have some fun.
That's right. Yeah, so just to kind of give you guys a real quick rundown of some things that are going on. If you didn't see it scrolling at the beginning, seniors, if you have not already done so, make sure you send in the stuff that we have requested of you. You should have gotten an email, or your parents got an email asking you for some stuff so that we can celebrate you and recognize you and your accomplishments. And we really want to do that. So get us some of that stuff that we asked you for, and we have all kinds of fun surprises of how we're going to use it. So, but don't be scared. Jamaica, unfortunately, I hate to even keep bringing this up. Like it's like ripping off a Band-Aid or something.
Yeah.
Like you keep bringing up things that we had to cancel. But if you're on the Jamaica team and you are still working on reimbursement stuff, please get that form done and get it turned in so that we can figure out what to do with support money and things that you've raised. It's really important that we get that figured out. So if you were on that team, make sure you get your form into us. On to some stuff that's a little more fun. Outdoor services.
Woo-woo!
The church is going to be starting outdoor services at Westover in July. And if I give you any more details, I'll probably be wrong, so we're just going to stop there. But in July, we're going to have outdoor services in the mornings. I just gave another detail.
Well,
Maybe in the mornings. I think we're going to be in the mornings. And that'll be starting in July, so we'll be actually able to gather together outside and social distance, I guess. And but it's going to be good. We're excited for that, so be looking for more information coming on that stuff. The giveaway tonight. If you want to be entered for our giveaway, you got to enter for the giveaway in the chat or text, just kidding, text prize to 336-444-6441, and we will get you entered for our giveaway for tonight. And then lastly, one big thing that we want to make sure that we highlight is last week we talked a little bit, quite a bit actually, around some things with racial reconciliation and some things that are important to the church. And so we did a little bit of a different thing last week. We had a prayer service, and we just kind of talked around some of that. And we said that that we didn't want this to be a one-time thing, that we wanted it to be something that we continue to talk about, that we continue to educate ourselves on, that we continue to be a part of. And so there's still a lot of stuff that's in the works for that, and some things that we're really excited about doing in the future, and some details that we're still trying to hash out. So we will keep you looped in as that stuff comes up. However, there is something that you can kind of connect to right away. Not only are there resources on our website with Fuse, but Westover Church has also put out a list of resources on Westover's website. I believe it's its own tab dedicated to racial reconciliation that you can actually go into. You can find resources and ways to be involved, all kinds of stuff that we will just keep updating as time goes on, as opportunities arise, things like that. So if you want to check that out, that's a resource where you can learn, where you can be educated, where you can find out about resources and things that Westover is going to be doing, and we'll just keep updating that. So make sure you check that out. And then we've also got some other really cool stuff that that we're excited about that is in the works that will be coming your way. So that's it for the announcements.
it's all announcements. Next, we got a game. We are excited for this game. It is called Are You Relevant? No.
We are excited
Yeah,
for this game.
still relevant, not
Still
Are You Relevant.
relevant. Same
You
thing.
guys are relevant. And with us here, we have Reed and Laurie. They're going to play our game for us. Yep. Give it up for them. So still relevant. I don't know if we're referring to the phrases or to Reed and Laurie, but either way, we're going to have fun tonight. That's what's going to happen. And don't forget, we do have the Wheel of Consequences for our loser here. So you want to be getting all these right, all right? I'm going to explain how this game works. We are going to put up a acronym?
An acronym, an abbreviation.
An acronym. What's the thing where it spells backwards and forwards the same?
Palindrome.
Palindrome, ironically, doesn't
Sure.
work
Way to go,
for its own
TJ.
I think
name.
you could just throw out any English term and no one would question you.
Yeah,
I'd have said like
exactly.
And you do the
homophones.
history.
Exactly.
Like whatever.
Any English term, because no one pays attention in English. Sorry if you love English. So anyway, still
Sorry,
relevant.
English teachers.
This is how this game is going to go. Anna said I'm missing my socks.
I was just
listen,
I
guys.
was actually gonna bring that up. Like, look, no socks.
I got my Chacos on this week, and I left my socks out because obviously it's raining.
We're
so
gonna bring you guys a
do
sock
that?
themed night. We're gonna do all socks and sandals.
Obviously, I am still relevant. So how this game works, we're going to put up an abbreviation, an acronym, up on the screen, and it is going to be up to Reed and Laurie to guess what that acronym means. It might be something that they've seen before, maybe not. It's going to be things that you guys maybe have heard of. Hopefully, it's what you're supposed to be using in all your cool chats and stuff. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down on the whiteboard what you think it is. Guys in the chat, I want you to know what it is. I also would love if you guys would use it in a sentence. Give us an example of some of these acronyms. Help us stay relevant, because I think Dustin and I are slowly slipping out of that relevance. I don't know.
I mean, maybe you are.
Socks and sandals.
I knew what at least 3 of these meant.
Yeah, all right, practice round. Here we go. We're going to put something up on the board for you guys. It's going to be up there. So, LOL, what does that stand for?
It's already in the
LOL.
chat. Aaron already has it in the chat.
Yep. This is an all-time classic.
It is.
If you get the meaning wrong, it could be really bad because it's not always funny. All right, so guys in the chat, no, you're not supposed. Yeah, I need an example of when you would use this word. When you would use this. So give us an examples. We're gonna keep going because this is just the example. So Laurie, what do you think that LOL means? Laugh out loud at Robert's socks and sandals.
I like
Man,
it. I like it.
this is brutal. All right, Reed, what you got? Laugh out loud.
I wouldn't do that to
All
your
right.
sandals, man.
I
Just
appreciate it.
straight up LOL.
That's the bro code right
So you
there.
have passed the sample round.
All right, so we're going to go
Was
on.
there
We're going to
something
keep
to
score
erase
now. Someone's keeping score somewhere. Hannah's keeping score because she's really good at that. So here's our first acronym
Very
that I
right,
want
yeah.
you to use in a chat. So here we go. What do we got? BTW. What does BTW stand for?
I thought you were gonna say BT Dubs.
BT Dubs?
That's what you were gonna say.
BT Dubs. It makes me think of Buffalo Wild Wings
Buffalo.
right there. Buffalo to the wings. I love me some Buffalo
That's
Wild
not
Wings.
the answer, by the way.
No, what you guys got in the chat?
What do they got?
it's
What do we got?
not.
What do we
Hold
got?
on.
We got some answers. Do we have any examples?
I want to see you guys use it in a sentence in the chat. Come on, people. Be creative.
You're not supposed to use it in a sentence. That's the purpose of the.
I mean,
acronym.
Oh.
It's short
I
here.
guess.
Well,
it's-
but use the acronym in the sentence, you know. Keep it relevant.
Every way that we use it in a sentence is going to be the acronym comma and then basically another sentence. So,
All right, here we go. What do we got for BTW Laurie? By the way, Fuse is
look
fun.
Look at her
that.
overachieving.
Laurie,
All right,
she's
what's
relevant, man.
1 point
She's
for Laurie.
relevant.
What you got, Reed? By the way.
All right.
All
right.
right. Unfortunately, you don't get extra points for that sentence, but
what are we playing for here, by
I
the
know.
way?
Well, we'll
You are
play
We
playing
it.
have
for
teams,
pride.
prizes. We got anything
You're
good?
playing, yes, the prize
To
of,
not spin the wheel.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yep.
That's what we should have had on the wheel, that we could, if we lost, we could pick who to give the consequence to.
That's happened
Pick
before. and
something
it
for someone
has
else.
not turned out well for me. So,
Well, by the way, here's our next word. Hit it.
by the way,
BTW.
See you. See you.
Colorado University.
That's what I was just thinking, man. I hear that thing. That's on Caleb, isn't it?
What, CU?
Colorado Christian University.
I don't know. Sure.
That would be CCU.
See, I was gonna say. You're
Nah,
missing a letter.
it's just kind of stuck together. Don't worry about it, man. All right, guys. What do we have in here? No one's
No one's
giving
even
us
bothering.
any
They're
letters.
like, whatever.
They're like, we're not relevant.
This is.
All right, Laurie, what you got for CU? Call you in 5.
Okay,
All right. What about you,
I
Reed?
just got CU.
CU. All right.
See you
So,
later.
Is it that simple?
so someone's gonna get
Is
points.
it that simple?
What is the? Do we have answers? I kind of knew the last one. What's the answer?
Well, see, now you guys expect us to actually know the answers.
Cause I could go for either.
I mean,
of those.
come on.
I
I
would.
told you
there
I only
an
know
official?
like 3 of them.
Here, let me look at the Urban
We are,
Dictionary.
we are not prepared.
Let's
I did send you
see.
all the answers, didn't I?
Hey, all right, here we go.
We're
Stu-
go- see-
students
Yeah, we
on the
need this-
chat.
Break
we
the
need
tie.
You
answer.
tell us, is it Reed's for see you or Laurie's for call you? All right.
I mean, I do know the answer, but I'd like to hear the students vote.
So students, tell us what's up because you guys are the relevant ones. And we're gonna tally.
Do you even use this? Because
Do you
I
even use
never
this? That is a valid question. Because this isn't one that you see very commonly, I don't think.
Colin, I'm surprised you don't know, man. I feel like you would know all these.
Colin,
I
hook
don't
me
know.
up, man.
No, heck me
All right, so
up.
we're gonna move
I
on to the
don't
Small
next.
groupers unite.
So
We're gonna.
It's,
So,
it's
so the
see
answer
you.
is see you,
It is
like
see
see you, like
You
Reed used.
got
it.
it.
Yeah, Reed
Oh,
did.
baby.
All right, there we go.
Darn, I thought it was pretty good.
Do you see the separation starting to happen
Yeah,
here?
an inch and a
I
half.
see ya.
2 for Reed, 1 for Laurie.
You know what? I'm a good wheel of fortune,
All right.
not
Here's our. We got a
consequence.
cheat sheet now.
Spinner.
All right, let's go on to the next one. FOMO.
Oh.
What is FOMO? I also like that mountain scene we got going on.
FOMO.
Oh gosh.
What is?
FOMO arigato,
Mr.
Mr. Roboto. FOMO.
I can't do the robot, but I would.
That's it. All right. Do we have any comments coming in?
We
Anybody
got
doing
one.
this one?
Bethany's got
Let
it.
me go back to my.
Logan's got it.
They're
Yeah.
checking the
Where's my
phone. What's
YouTube?
All
happening
right.
over here?
All right. Do we have answers locked in?
No. No.
First,
I'm sorry.
come on, y'all. We're supposed to help me
Laurie,
out.
She's got her friends like texting her.
All right,
Come on.
Laurie, what you got? What is?
She's
What
got a
is?
whole crew.
Social distancing's out the window. Let's go
Laurie
over
just
here.
wrote FOMO.
FOMO?
You can't just use that acronym.
Don't know that that's
All
how
right,
this game
Reed,
works.
what you got?
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing
Fear of
out.
missing out. It's
That is
true.
it.
It is right.
I
That
knew
is
that.
correct.
Reed is pulling away 3-1, I believe, so
no,
far.
it isn't. It's 2.
Nah, I'm pretty sure we got 3. I don't know. We'll have
The
to,
official
See
score.
you and
we'll have
What's
to
the
check
official
our score.
3-1.
3-1. That's the
3-1.
official score.
3-1.
Don't argue with the
Darn.
judge. All right, what we got next? FTW. 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 Cool. Cool. All right, FTW.
We now know Robert definitely knows this one.
Well, FTW. Listen, I actually do know it. I was trying to think of something cool to say instead of what it actually is, so I didn't give it away. All right.
That's fair.
Let's see, Laura. You have an answer?
This is.
What?
I'll give you a
Can't he
clue.
go first?
I will give you a clue. This is what you're trying. You're trying to achieve this right now.
For the win.
for the win.
She's
I had
correct.
4.
For
And you didn't
For
even
the
let me
whoop.
finish.
for the whoop.
For the whoop.
For the
For the W.
I did
For the
not.
W. For the W.
I should-
For the W. would-
You
I
know
mean,
what?
that's.
I think
The
the
question is, did she
cameras
have
are
even
showing.
4 prior to?
All right, so we got
You
a
know
point
what?
for
For a reason,
Reed.
he's been asking you to go first.
I don't
Yeah.
think we'll. I don't think we're gonna award a point for that one for Laura. That was a
What were you,
little-
were you
No.
writing? When? What were you writing?
It was
You
a
had
W,
W
man.
something.
You know what?
What even
I
starts
think
with W?
cameras just all. You know how you get like scared when the cameras. My brain's just.
Stage,
gone.
you got stage fright.
Stage
Stage game
fright,
fright.
that's it.
All right, well let's move on to the next one. What do we got? FWIW. For we will win.
What? That would be 3 W's.
WWJD.
For we will win.
I'm totally guessing it. Like, I've
FWIW.
never used that.
Do you
Like,
have something that
and
makes
no
sense,
one's
though?
ever like sent me something that said that in it either. So
Yeah.
I'm just taking stats.
Hey, that's all right. It's all right.
Laurie, are you locked in?
No, I'm
We
not
anything
locked in.
from our
I'm
chat?
not locked into anything.
Any of our students know this one?
Let
This
us
is
find a friend.
this has got to be. You guys got to know this one. We've got compliments on Reed's hat.
Yep. mhm.
Oh. I'm packing that.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Laurie, 3 seconds. 2, 1. All right, Laurie, for what it's worth, even though you're losing, I'm still your friend.
Good.
FWIW, Reed, what is it?
For what it's worth.
For what it's worth!
Wolfpack in the house.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I think it's like 18-1. So we'll move on to the next one. GOAT.
Goat.
Goat. This, believe it or not, does stand for something.
It does.
It
It does.
is. It is.
Believe it or not, what it
See,
stands
I
for.
don't know any of these.
Has nothing to
I
do with
don't
animals.
speak the
Nope.
language. I spell it out.
It's actually type it. So this one,
This one's not too
I
bad.
feel
Use
like-
it in a sentence.
I feel
Use
like-
it in a sentence.
I feel like
Use it in a sentence.
I don't know. Like I feel like Reed jumped on this one, so he
Reed knows what it is.
So a clue for Lori: it's usually a sports reference. Usually a sports reference.
Michael Jordan. is a
Michael,
good
yeah,
one.
you would say
Muhammad
like, you
Ali.
might say Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That did not help her at all.
No,
She's just
no.
more confused.
You know,
now.
and I saw you were reeling out sports,
Oh,
terms
Logan
and-
Tate sucking up in the chat
Yeah.
saying Aaron Riddle is an example.
Except you didn't spell example
Yeah,
right.
he didn't spell example
Example.
right. So I don't know what that means.
Aaron's an example. All right, here we go. What are answers, Lori?
Yeah, I don't have an answer.
I got nothing. Reed, what you got?
The greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. That's what I'm talking
That
about.
was it.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, what do we got next?
Did I even put this one on?
ICYMI. ICYMI. Sounds like one of these Mad Lib things. where-
Obvious. I mean, yeah. This one's obvious. Come on, guys.
ICYMI.
It's so simple.
Iceman.
ICYMI. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. ICYMI. I feel the need to mention at this point in time that all of these are appropriate.
Okay.
And also, I don't know this one. I've known all of them before this.
All of them are appropriate, Lori. So make sure you're not writing anything.
I feel like I should.
Oh, I know. That you wouldn't
Oh,
do
I
the
see.
W ones.
ICYMI.
I don't know. I need to see one on the chat here. I don't think anybody
Does
on the
anyone
chat
actually know
knows
this
what
one?
I have changed my
This is a long, like, I mean, pretty soon we're going to be abbreviating entire pages of books. Like,
Yeah.
this is a long abbreviation.
All right, ICYMI. What do we have over there?
In case you might inquire.
I see you.
Aaron Riddle, in case you
I
might
see
inquire.
you.
I see you, my.
I was thinking, friend, my. I
Reed,
don't
you
know.
got it?
Yeah,
So I started with a literal interpretation of ICMI.
Oh, like you're
Like
like.
I just frosted you,
Yeah.
right?
All right. You
But
just, is that a saying?
I've literally
thing?
changed it now to in case you missed it.
In case
What?
you missed it.
It's
What?
right.
That
Wow.
is the correct
That's
answer.
correct.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
you
sensing
are
a.
so good.
Although I do like in case you might inquire. I do like in case you might inquire.
like
I think we got one
ICMI.
more.
That's actually
One more?
pretty good.
All right,
we
let's
got
see
one
what we
more.
got for the win.
For the
Reed.
win. How many points do we need to make this worth to give Laura? This one's worth 1,000,000 points!
That's
A
right.
million! It
That's
doesn't
right.
matter. 1,000,000 points.
SMH. I've seen this before. Off the top of my head, I'm not. I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe if you shake it a little bit,
Shake
you
it.
like,
Like a
it'll
Polaroid picture?
yeah. Then it'll
Shake
it'll
it,
put it
shake
in
it.
it'll put it in your head.
Shake it like a
So much help?
picture.
So much. We have so much help around here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing. Reed, do you have something?
Just do this.
SMH. Something might happen? Something might happen, guys.
Hey, I like that.
Is that what you're going with?
She's just writing down anything you say at this point. All right.
All right, what do we
What
have
do we
for our
got? What do
answers?
we got? What do we got?
I like that.
She's literally writing down. I love it. All right.
What you got, Reed?
Shaking my head.
Shaking my head. Is that? Is
Laura,
that?
what do you
Is
have?
that it?
What do you got? So much happy.
So much happy.
Yes. I think we should literally use all the
we all need
abbreviations,
so
every way
much
that Lori
happy.
has written them down tonight. That should be the new way we use
Oh,
them.
Aaron, shout out to Aaron for Shake My Hiney. I think.
you what?
I think
Did he just
we'll
say
need a
that?
video of that later. You
Then
can do
straight from the
a
go.
TikTok dance.
Are we allowed to say that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did we get a ruling on that?
YouTube's
What was
gonna,
the answer?
YouTube's gonna
You-
block
Oh,
our
I don't know.
chat
Hold
this
on,
week.
hold on. We gotta.
You know, and
what was the
you
answer?
criticized me
The,
for
the
looking
an- you don't you really know?
No, I don't. I don't know the
looking
answer.
up
The answer
Urban
is
Dictionary
shaking
of-
my head.
Shaking my head. All right, all right.
Yeah.
So Reed wins with 1,000,000 and
Just
some
by
odd
a
points.
landslide. That's
This
all you
close.
It was a close one. It was a close one.
Oh,
So what does that mean? What does that mean for Lori?
it means Laurie's got the Wheel of Consequences coming up.
So we'll have to bring her back up at the end of the show. We'll do the Wheel of Consequences at the end. Reed gets off the hook. That's basically your
Yep.
prize. You come on the show, you win, you don't get punished.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know why more people don't sign up for this.
The winning is not losing.
The winning is now. That's it. That's it. So all right. So we are going to transition now into just a little more of a serious time. We got some worship lined up for you, and then we're going to continue in our Joseph series, and Kevin's going to be bringing you a word about that. And so we're just asking you guys to just kind of refocus, prepare your hearts for that, put away the distractions, and just kind of, listen for what God's got for you and be a part of this. So check it out.
This next song is an invitation to come to the altar, to come before the Lord. So for this song, we'd love for you to just take these next few minutes reflecting. What's weighing you down? What burdens are you carrying? Jesus tells us that we can cast our cares on him because he cares for us. So spend some time reflecting, examining your own heart, and confess those things. Bring them to the altar and lay them down at his feet. And then when it gets to the bridge, belt it out in your room or wherever you are, or just praise him and thank him for who he is.
Calling. last few weeks, we've been talking about what to do when you don't know what to do. Well, tonight, we're talking about what to do when people make fun of you, when a friend dies, when your learning disability makes life really difficult, when your parents' divorce is eating you up inside. So in other words, tonight we're talking about the really heavy stuff, the painful stuff, the real life stuff that we all deal with. And before we can even ask that question about what to do, I feel like we have to first deal with the question of why. Because we've all been there, and that's what we deal with all the time is why? Why me? So I want to tell you about a night that I will never forget. And it started way back when my son was 7 months old. Me and my wife were told by the doctor that he had had a stroke in the womb when she was pregnant with him. And that because of that stroke that happened in the left side of his brain, that the right side of his body had all these muscle tightness and problems, and they called it cerebral palsy. And so he had this great therapist, and she came to us and she said, you're going to need to take Will's body and stretch it, his right side, every night. Every night at bedtime, stretch it. So we learned about leg braces, and we learned about stretching, and every night I'd lay him down on his bed after he had gotten his muscles warm. He didn't like stretching. Didn't like stretching his arms, especially his calf muscle. It was really tight, and his toe would point down like this, and I'd have to take and push back on his toe. And he would squint, and sometimes he would cry. And my wife, she was a champ. She would read to him. She would tell stories. She would take a flashlight and point at the ceiling, but it still hurt. He was feeling pain. And that went on night after night, week after week, year after year, till the night that I'll never forget. My wife wasn't there that night, and I was stretching Will, and I was pushing on his toe like this, when my son cried out, "No, Daddy, no. Why do you hurt me?" When he asked that, how do you tell a precious little boy that about constrictures and range of motion and surgeries and avoiding hip surgery and stuff like that? I tried to explain, but I couldn't. And I ended up coming to the point where I said, "Son, I love you. I'm your daddy. I love you, and I wouldn't do this except that it's for your good. Trust me." I don't even actually know how his young brain processed it, because I left the room so quickly because I was starting to cry. I was coming unraveled. And I went downstairs and I sat in my chair and I started to throw this pity party, and I was crying and I was praying to God. And I said, "God, why Will, my son? Why us? Why me?" And it was as if an ocean wave crashed over me. And God took my own conversation with Will and my own words back to me. And he said, "Son, you don't understand this, but I love you. And I need you to trust me that I'm doing this for Will's good. And you're good. Your family's good." So I say that to really say, I connect with Joseph here when I read this story, because here's a guy who, as you've covered, he has done everything right. He was a free man, then he was made a slave by his brothers, then thrown into prison for something he didn't even do. So if anybody had earned the right to go, "Why me, God?" it was Joseph. And there's Joseph in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And in Genesis chapter 40, two other of Pharaoh's officials get thrown into this prison. It says after some time. And these two officials, a cupbearer who was a bodyguard for the king, he tasted his food, and a baker who prepared his food, we don't know why they're in prison. Maybe the king got sick. We don't know, but they're there. And Joseph befriends them. And it says after some time, one night, they both had different dreams. The next morning, Joseph sees them and goes, "Why are you guys upset?" And they're like, "We had these strange dreams, and we know they must mean something, and there's nobody here to interpret the dreams." Now pay attention to this, because Joseph then goes, Don't the interpretation from dreams come from God? So tell me your dreams and we'll go to God. And so they do. And he tells the cupbearer, your dreams mean that you're going to be restored and Pharaoh is going to take you back. And when that happens, please remember me in my situation. He's in a life sentence in prison. And the baker, not so good. You should read it. It's an interesting story. And it happens, just like the dreams foretold. The cupbearer is released, but when he gets out of prison, he forgets about Joseph. So Joseph has now gone from free man to slave to prisoner to forgotten. And he was even honoring God. 2 years pass, and then Pharaoh has a dream. You probably remember the story. Pharaoh has this dream, and he's looking for an interpreter, and the cupbearer goes, I remember this guy in prison if he's still down there. You should send for him. Pharaoh does, and Joseph tells him, God can interpret your dreams. And he does. And he says there's going to be a famine, but they could prepare for it. Pharaoh sees what God is doing in Joseph's life, and he makes him the second in command of Egypt to prepare Egypt for this famine. Joseph does. He saves the Egyptians, and he saves his own family, the Hebrews, in the process. Now I want you to think. The challenging things that Joseph went through, they were preparing him and then positioning him in a place for a purpose that God had intended to do something great that only Joseph was in a position to do. Well, maybe that's the application for us. When we live in a fallen world, bad things happen. We deal with very painful circumstances. And in the midst of those painful circumstances where we're going, it's impossible. It's not, there's no way. Remember that God does the impossible. That's what he specializes in. That he could take our pain, our tears, and then bring something out of them. He could use it. So there's a verse, Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who've been called according to his purpose. God promises. He promises that's what he's doing with your pain and my pain. If you have trouble even comprehending that, think about the crucifixion. God takes something horrible, an implement of capital punishment and torture, and turns it into something beautiful, the instrument of our mercy and forgiveness. God wants to do the same in your life and mine. When you go through painful things, remember that God loves you and that he is not going to waste one of your tears. And he's going to use them to prepare you and then position you for a purpose, to do something only you can do. So when you're going through these things, remember, no one has your unique story. That's unique to you, and it's the way God's working in your life, but he's going to take your unique story and allow it to interact in other people's stories, right where they're at. And you can minister and glorify God right there. And then, my prayer is that someday you'll see that that pain you went through did have a purpose in the rearview mirror. And I want to leave you with one last night while I was stretching you. Sometime later, I was stretching Will again, and I had been pushing really hard. His calf was really tight, and as I was pushing, my head was over, and my young son put his hand on my head, and he said, Dad, thank you for stretching me. It was still painful, but at the moment when he said that, it was all worth it. When I see my son walking and running, I see that every single one of those nights were worth it. And that's what I hope, either in this life or the next, you'll see with your pain, that it was all worth it.
Wow, what a great reminder from Kevin. You know, it's hard to see that sometimes in the midst of hard things. But it's just a great reminder that God is always in control. He has what's best in mind for us. If you think of something, the answer to that question that God's brought you through that was tough, give us a shout out in the chat. We'd love to hear about that. Hear something that God has redeemed in your life, a hard situation. But now we're moving on to the Wheel of Consequences. Laurie, how do you feel about that?
So
I'm
much
missing the
energy in
Wheel
that.
of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune? Not quite.
I noticed like Reed didn't need to stay for this part, but he's like, I'm not missing this.
He
I'll
just
stick around.
He wanted to see this. So we're about to get to the wheel. We'll show you what your potential consequences might be. But before we do that, we have a video to share with you from the last Wheel of Consequences that we had.
That's
if you'll remember.
what he's waiting for.
Yeah, he's waiting to see the video.
Yeah, Jennifer's
Yeah.
on
My
that
wife in
video.
this one?
Yeah.
This
I
is
haven't
your,
seen
this is your
this.
wife in action here.
There they are.
World.
Is that it?
Is that
It
it?
just froze?
It just stopped. Oh, that's awesome.
All right.
Did that actually? Okay, wait. Did that get posted? Did that is that on TikTok?
It maybe. It depends if Anna kept it on there.
Well,
Oh,
that,
I
for
hope
you
so.
ladies and
I hope
gentlemen, is a
good
TikTok.
stuff.
Or the TikTok.
There's
I don't
no more
know.
to it than that.
That was just a short clip.
I don't
but
have TikTok.
I
I
don't
do
either.
like Tic Tacs, though. The orange
Tic Tacs
ones.
are
Those are
good.
delicious.
I actually know what those are.
Yeah, they're delicious.
TikTok on
And
the
once
other
you
end.
empty the can out, you can use it for awesome little stuff. All right, Laurie, that music is the Wheel of Consequences. Let us see what we have on the wheel this week for you. These are specially curated just for you and no one else, unless Reed lost and they were curated for him. So on the consequences this week, we have wear socks and sandals to work. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know if that's a
I can do
consequence.
that. I can do
But
that.
if you get that one, you also have to take a picture.
Oh, that's not
like-
a problem. I can wear that to work.
All right, what we got next? Dye your hair with Kool-Aid. What color would you use? I'm thinking a good purple.
Purple.
Look great.
Grape Kool-Aid.
All right. All right. Student's choice. We'd give the students a couple of choices to pick from in the week, and they would choose for you. Create your own rap video. Now, not to be confused with like rapping a gift. We don't want to see
You would
Martha
be
Stewart.
involved in that if
Martha
it came on.
Stewart.
I
You need a
need your
partner in
coaching.
crime.
You
Martha
I
Stewart,
saw
who by
your
the way
videos.
is known
They're
for her
pretty
gift
good.
wrapping.
What else do we have on there? Eat a scorpion. Legit, like.
Not a gummy one.
Yeah, we can
we
get
got
one.
those in Greensboro?
We will
Yeah,
find
man.
one.
We find them. They're imported, especially
Yeah.
for you. Prank call Pastor Don.
Ooh.
Hopefully he's not
Waiting for that
watching,
one. That's
and
gonna be
he
a good
will get a heads up if,
You know,
if you get that
I'm
one.
probably on his caller ID. I'd have to use somebody else's.
We can make it
phone.
happen,
We
for
used
sure.
to be in small group together, so
And the last one is drink 3-month-old cold brew that I believe has been sitting in the refrigerator.
legitimately
Justin
have
just pulled it out of the fridge.
Pre-quarantine cold brew
Yeah.
Ooh.
that's been in our fridge since we went.
Try saying that 3 times
Since
fast.
we shut down.
All right.
Actually, the pitcher is laying right over there. It's ready to go.
We know how
Not
this
good
wheel of
options.
consequences works. You're going to hit that button on the count of 3 or on the countdown when we get to 1. And we're going to see what you get. All right, are you ready for that button, Laura?
I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1. Wheel of consequence! What do we got? I'm going for the scorpion.
I'm going for the socks to work.
Socks to work. Scorpion. Scorpion.
All right, here we go, here we go, here we go,
Scorpion.
here we go.
Scorpion. No! It's going to come back around.
Dye
Dye your hair with
with
Kool-Aid!
Oh my
like it.
god.
All
I
right.
actually have a hair appointment next week, so I have to do it before. I have my first hair appointment since April.
Uh-oh.
March, April.
I hope we didn't just mess that one up for you.
Well,
No, they'll
It'll be okay, they'll fix
they'll
it,
clean
they'll
up
fix it.
anything that.
That's funny. Well, that is the wheel of consequences, ladies
yeah,
and
so
gentlemen.
you need to dye your hair with Kool-Aid, but we need to actually see it. There needs to be video evidence or
Uh-huh.
a picture or something,
Is
like
there
a before
a
and
technique
after.
or something? Or,
Yes.
I mean,
You
if I
take the
had
Kool-Aid
blonde hair,
packet
it might
and
look.
then
I don't
think
know if
some
you
water.
like if you make Kool-Aid and then put it in your hair, or if you just use the
No,
powder. I don't know how. We'll look it up though.
Well,
No.
Google will
Yeah,
tell
well,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Google
Just
will
Google
tell
it.
me.
Google it.
Google
Google it.
All right, Hannah, we got a giveaway winner. Who's our giveaway winner tonight?
Our giveaway winner is Micah Turner.
I like how she doesn't even want to say it.
I feel weird announcing it. 'Cause
Our giveaway winner is Micah Turner!
All right, congratulations, Mike. I think that's why she must have. Mike, she came up and said.
I
Mike
know,
is the
I came up
winner.
and told you
I
who
think
the
she came up and
winner
told
was,
us
so
so
I
that
didn't
she
have to
didn't have to announce it, and then I made her announce it anyway. Congratulations, Micah. We will get you your prize. It was not rigged at all by Hannah, I promise. If you want to file grievances, that is HREHM@Westover. No, it's legit. We actually drew Micah's name. So Micah, thank you for entering and congratulations. Just so you guys know, don't forget there's going to be some announcements looping at the end if you didn't catch them at the beginning. But don't forget about all the stuff we've got coming up
You wouldn't look
between our
good in
services
purple
and
Kool-Aid.
all that.
I inherited that
Also,
anyway.
I don't think we actually put this slide up, but if you want to be a part of our live stream, that is still an opportunity. You just need to text a certain word. I believe it is live.
I think it's join.
Join. Like I said, join to the number to 336-644.
No, 336-444.
3327. 336-444-6441, I believe is the number.
There you go.
And we will get you on the live stream. Now that things are opening up a little bit, we're
Yeah.
pumped about it. We want to have you guys be a part of this. So make sure you text in on that. Text join, not live. Join to that number. We've got one more quick announcement for you, something really important. Just a really cool opportunity for you guys to be serving here at Westover and to be a part of things. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being cooped up in my house. I would love the opportunity to be a part of something that Westover's doing. And so we've got a short little clip about how you can be involved in that. So check this out.
Hey, Impact Infuse. I'm Rebecca Pittard, and I serve with local ministries here at Westover. During this quarantine and with everything being shut down, we are continuing to look for ways to serve families in underserved communities. And there's a few ways that you guys can help. We are collecting food items for students that attend newcomer school and their families. And these are families that have been in the United States for a year or less. So we're collecting canned vegetables, canned soup. There's a list on the link, and you can drop them by the church in these lovely purple and yellow boxes. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All the details are on the link. We are also partnering with City Help and Bethany Fellowship, and we're distributing healthy grab-and-go meals and on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Again, you can sign up on the link, get your friends together or your family members and come on out and help us.
We're live?
Are we on? Are we here? Yeah, so you guys get it. So opportunities to serve there. These things are, again, they'll be looping at the end. The Serve Our Community slide. There it is right there. There are your opportunities to be a part of things that are happening at Westover. Pretty easy stuff you guys can be doing. We would love your involvement. It would be really cool if there was a good presence from Fuse as a part of this. That'd be a really neat thing. So make sure you guys check that out and you're willing to be a part of it. And there was something else I was going to say, but I forget. So we'll remember it next week. What else we got? That's it.
That's it. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
All right,
Bye,
see you
guys.
guys. Have a good week.
See ya.